An oil change in your Mercedes GLS450 shouldn't cost you an arm and a leg. As long as you have the right tools, you can do it in about 20 minutes with about $60 worth of product. It's something you can do right at home, and we're going to do it right now. Now this car's been sitting for a while, so I'm going to start it up and let it warm up for about 5 minutes. First we take this engine cover off. It's held down by 6 plastic and rubber grommets and this rubber boot up front. You pull the boot back and you snap these up and they take it right off. Now everything we need to do is right up here. We don't have to go underneath the vehicle. We're going to do this the way Mercedes does it, by pulling the oil out. So you have access to your oil filter right here on the right hand side. And here's what you're going to need: synthetic oil. I like using Mobil 1, the Eurocar formula, and the 0W40. To avoid any kind of mess, using one of these kits here is crucial. It has adapters for different vehicles and a funnel for easy measuring. I'll put a link to it below. And the most important tool for today is this fluid extractor. It's a vacuum that allows you to pull the oil out from the top the way Mercedes does it. We don't go underneath the car, we don't make a mess, and it processes pretty quick. I'll put a link to it below. You don't want the oil to be too hot, so if you've been driving, give it a rest a little bit. For me, my car's been sitting, so I let it run for about 5 minutes. You do want the oil to be a little bit warmed up. Pull the dipstick out, put the tube for the extractor all the way down until it bottoms out. With that in place, take the other end of the tube and plug it into the quick connect fitting on the top of the vacuum. There's a valve on this vacuum because you can use this to extract or to fill. So you make sure it's on the right setting and start to pressurize this canister. And you'll see the oil start to pull out. With that started, remove your oil cap. That'll introduce air into the system and this oil will start to come out faster. Find the correct oil fill adapter for the vehicle, twist it on into place, and then set the funnel into it, making sure you keep that cone-shaped filter in place. Now turn your attention to the oil filter. We're going to remove this oil filter cap. There is a fluted socket that they make for this, but this oil filter wrench works just fine, as long as you don't squeeze too hard because this cap is plastic. While you're working, keep an eye on the tubing that the oil is coming through. If you see it slow down, get to that canister, give it some more pumps, create some more vacuum, and continue pulling it out. Use rags or paper towels or whatever you need to do to not make a mess when you pull this filter out. Pull the housing up and have the new filter prepared, making sure it is the identical one. Pull the old filter out of the housing and press the new one into place. The new filter will have the small O-ring already attached up top. Just get some oil and lube it up a tiny bit. Use a pick or a small flathead screwdriver to pull the old O-ring out of the oil filter cap. Take the new O-ring, lube it up a tiny bit, and put it back into place, making sure that the O-ring fits into the appropriate groove on this cap. Before throwing away your old filter, it's always a good idea to inspect the pleats on it, looking for any kind of large debris, things like little shiny pieces of metal, glitter-looking debris, or maybe even pieces of rubber. If you do find anything in there, bring your car in to have the engine inspected because you might have a catastrophic failure coming soon. Time to put the new oil filter in place. When threading this on, go counterclockwise first and make sure you feel those threads go past each other before turning clockwise. You don't want to cross-thread this plastic cap. Also, when tightening this down, you can get it almost completely done just hand tight. The bottom of the cap has a ridge on it that will sit flat on the oil filter housing. So once you meet those two surfaces, just one small, maybe a quarter turn past that and you're good. Use a rag to clean off the cap of any residual oil around the area. At this point, you should have periodically given the canister a few pumps here and there to keep the vacuum on. You'll hear when this is pretty much done because you'll start to gurgle. As that happens, take that hose, move it up and down a tiny bit, so it's resting at the bottom of the oil pan, but just move it around a little bit to try to get whatever you can out of there. Once you hear all those bubbles and the gurgling pretty much overtaking anything else, then you know you're done. It should sound like this. Remove the hose from the dipstick tube. I like using some paper towel there as I go along to make sure it stays nice and clean. Once it's out, put the dipstick back in. Now my battery died and I couldn't get this part on film, but basically you're going to measure out just under 7.5 quarts of oil into your engine. You can start with about 7.1, I would say, just to be able to make sure that you don't overfill. But you want to fill this up with the appropriate amount of oil, run your vehicle for a little bit, turn it off, and check your dipstick. If you need to top off, add a little bit more. If somehow you've overfilled, you can use that vacuum and pull some out. You don't want this to be overfilled, but don't check the oil level while the vehicle is running. You need the vehicle to be off to have a proper measure. With the oil at the correct level, go ahead and replace your oil cap, replace the engine cover by snapping it onto those grommets, and replacing the rubber boot up front, and this job is just about done. The last part is resetting your service interval light. If it says service A or service B, this is where you want to do it. If you have a scanner, you can do it through that, but you can do it right through your dash, and this is how. You'll want to get into the vehicle and close the driver door. You want to have your ignition on and only your ignition on. Don't hit your brakes. So you can do it with the key of taking your push button out, or you can just push it and get it to where your ignition is on. Then on your dash, you want your odometer to be showing on the screen, so you can scroll up and down until that odometer is showing. When you're on that screen, if you push down the call button and then immediately push down the OK button, holding the OK button down for a little bit, you will see that menu come up on your dash. You'll be in your service menu. Once you're in there, you can scroll down to Assist Plus, hit OK. Then you'll have two options, and you want to go to the one that says Service. Going in there will give you the different service numbers that were listed under either your Service A or Service B. Now, there is an Assist Plus worksheet for this vehicle that you can download to know exactly what the different services are. Some of them are mundane, some of them are things like just checking your blinkers. But Service 3 is the oil change. And so on this menu, you're going to go down and you have to do full service. So you want to make sure that if there's other things listed, you don't have to do those as well. But you want to scroll down to where it says full service. Once you're there, it'll ask you if you've done the oil change and you've used the right oil. You say yes, you confirm. You'll hit it one more time, and then this has been reset. I like making these videos to show how easy it is to do some of these things on your own, and of course to save a ton of money while doing it. I'll put links below to the items and tools that I've used, and if you use my links, I will earn a whole 17 cents.